All right. This is going to be a presentation on budgeting and saving. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. Okay. Hmm. It's not what I want to share. There we go. All righty. Now we got it. All right. Are you seeing this? All right. We're going to do a little talk on financing. The very first thing you want to do is set a budget. You want to know what's coming in and what's out and what's left over, and then do something productive with that and watch it grow. All right. So you want to have a budgeting for awareness. You want to create a budget that clarifies your income and expenses, giving you a realistic view of your financial situation. Okay, tracking spending, monitoring your spending helps you spot areas of savings and improve your money management. Tell you what, I never was able to save more money than I did when I was tracking every penny of my finances. Okay, that's powerful. All right, set clear financial goals. Clear financial goals allow you to prioritize needs, avoid debt, and build lasting stability. Okay, you want to build financial foundations, budgeting, savings habits, emergency fund, and investing. Okay, it's just like going to committing yourself to getting in shape, losing weight, all right, and working out, right? Oh man, the all right, um, the essential skills for a secure financial future. All right. It's going to take hard work, you know, increase doing the things, those money making activities, right, that create that little bit of margins, right, that can help you pay off debt and increase your savings, right, get you a, you know, get it ahead so that you build up enough that money is going to grow. Okay, you want to use business and income producing techniques. Develop your skill, whether it's in sales, your marketing, getting yourself out there. The fundamentals of personal budgeting is you got income, debt, and expenses. Right, and you got to know what they are. Financial planning agenda, the fundamentals of personal budgeting, cultivating a savings habit, establishing an emergency fund, and introduction to investing. Okay, because if you don't have enough, you can't do nothing. Right, that's why I'm making this. Right, you want to track your income sources, identify all the income streams is essential for accurate budgeting and financial planning. The main reason I'm doing this, I used to teach boxing to Navy pilots and air crewmen, and I had about you know 54 fights as an amateur boxer, and I would watch the the guys sparring. It was competitive sparring. Okay, they were using 16-ounce gloves and headgear and but they were going after it. They weren't just they were trying. They were going after each other. And I would see the guy that was getting his face beat in, and I'd go to his corner and I'd tell him what he should do. And 9 times out of 10, they would do what I told them, and it would turn the whole bout around. And I had a Navy SEAL Master Chief that was my department chief, and I'm telling him this, and he goes, the guy that's getting his face beat in has a lot of incentive to listen to what you're telling him. and, so sometimes, this is information I'm putting out to you that if you don't have a drive or desire for something greater, or you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're not going to do anything with this information. Okay. But if you are in that situation where you want more, or you want to be, you don't want what you got anymore, and you want to have an improved situation, you'll take this to heart and you'll start working on this. And you might give me a call. Okay. You want to categorize your expenses, grouping your expenses into categories to help in understanding spending patterns and managing finances. One trick to do is just like this next month coming up, just keep track of everything you're spending. Don't change your habits to do anything different. See what you're doing. I think every pastor in the country should do this kind of thing with their parishioners. No matter what anybody says, you watch what they do with their money, and it will tell you what their priorities are. Okay, it doesn't matter what they say. It shows you right there. Okay, what's the priority is where they're going to put their money. Okay, give you an example. Eating out. Okay, is it the food that good? Or is is there somebody you want to see, a waitress or the bartender or people that you might run into at the restaurant? You need that personal interaction. Or, you got to ask yourself, is the interaction I'm getting with the waiter or waitress or the guy behind the counter taking my order, is that satisfying my need for fellowship? Is it that personal connection that's getting established? Probably not. Okay. Is it because you don't feel like cooking or cleaning up afterwards? All right. Well, hey, I don't mind cooking or cleaning up after myself. Okay. Yeah. I hate being broke. Okay. Optimize your spending, analyze your income and expenses, and it allows you to identify the identification of areas to reduce costs and save money. Just what I was just talking about. All right. Set realistic financial goals. Purposeful budgeting. Setting realistic goals ensures your budget has clear direction and focused purpose. Motivation through goals. Clear financial goals motivate disciplined savings and spending habits. This is what's really wild. When you start building up, your accounts, let's say your savings account, you're trying to establish an emergency fund 3 months in reserves, right? And you know that once you build that up, you get that 3 months income in that savings account. Okay. Now what you've been putting toward that, you now can put toward something that's going to grow faster. It's better protected. It's going to, has tax advantages. All right. There's things you can do. And you're like, you start thinking about those things that you are going to be able to do. All right. And it just takes on a life of its own. Okay. You want to have measurable milestones. Yeah. 3 months income in reserve, right? You provide checkpoints to track progress toward your financial objective. Great advice. Okay. Popular budgeting tools and methods and tools. This is the 50-30-20 rule. 50-30-20 rule divides income into needs, wants, savings, and simplified budgeting decisions. Zero-based budgeting. Zero-based budgeting allocates every dollar of income to specific expenses, ensuring no money is unaccounted for. Tell you what, that is the one thing that I did that helped me knock out debt faster and build a savings account. Budgeting tools. There's apps, all kinds of apps or spreadsheets to help track spending and manage financial efficiency for better budgeting control. When you start looking at something, no matter what it is, it could be the Bible, the thing that you focus on, your mind starts changing and helping. All right. Cultivate financial discipline for a secure tomorrow. Success, growth, plan, begin, goal. Cultivating a savings habit, financial self-discipline. If you don't, it's really hard to help somebody grow their wealth, be successful when they don't have anything to work with. Okay. Strategies for consistent savings, automatic transfers. Setting up automatic transfers ensures savings happen regularly without manual effort. Setting savings targets, establishing clear savings goals, motivates consistent and purposeful savings habits. Prioritizing savings, making saving a top financial priority helps maintain discipline and steady growth of funds. Okay, upcoming psychological barriers, impulse spending challenges. Impulse spending can undermine savings goals and must be controlled through awareness and discipline. Motivation and commitment. Sustaining motivation requires practical tools and mindset shifts to stay focused on financial objectives. The this is something that goes right along with those money making activities. If you're gonna go out somewhere, talk to somebody, talk to the waitress, talk to the manager. Um, get to know some people, right? If you're sitting next to somebody and within earshot, you can have a conversation. Connect with somebody. Okay, you might have something they need, or know somebody who does. They might have something you need. Okay, just it's getting to know people. Don't just go out and spend money. Okay, tracking and celebrating progress. Regular monitoring, consistently tracking savings helps recognize financial achievements and maintain motivation. Recognizing achievements, celebrating milestones encourages continued progress toward financial goals. Adjusting strategies, monitoring results enables timely adjustments to save strategies for better outcomes. Establishing an emergency fund. These are the top 10 reasons why you need an emergency fund. In case you lose your job, in case you have health expenses, dental bills, emergency pet care, home repair, expected tax bill, unexpected travel, car repairs. Car repairs are killers, man. Uh, Death in the family. Uh, you know, let's just say avoid credit card debt. Establishing emergency fund. Everyone has an emergency. It's just a matter of when. Okay, define an emergency fund and its purpose. Definition of emergency fund. An emergency fund is money set aside exclusively for unexpected expenses like medical expenses or job loss. Purpose of emergency fund to help individuals avoid debt during difficult times by covering unforeseen costs promptly. How much to save and where to keep it. Recommended savings amount. Experts advise saving 3 to 6 months of living expenses to cover unexpected emergencies. Ideal savings locations. Keep emergency fund in liquid and accessible accounts like savings accounts or money market funds. Common emergencies in real life scenarios. Car repairs. Unexpected car repairs can be costly and require immediate attention to ensure safety and mobility. I got horror stories about that kind of stuff. Medical bills. Medical expenses often lead to unexpected expenses, highlighting the need for financial preparedness. Home repairs. Home repairs for damages like plumbing and electrical issues are common emergencies requiring prompt funding. Temporary unemployment. Temporary unemployment can disturb your income flow, making an emergency fund crucial for financial stability. Introduction to investing. Okay, basic investment vehicles and concept. Investment vehicles overview. Understand stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs as essential tools for building an investment portfolio. This is what I help people with. Okay, uh, compounding growth. Compounding allows investments to grow exponentially by reinvesting earnings over time. You ever hear the rule of 72? Whatever interest rate you earn on your money, divided into the number 72 determines how fast your money doubles. All right, if you got a 1% rate of return, it'll take you 72 years for you to double your money. Okay, if you got a 10% rate of return, you're going to take 10 years, a little over 10 years to double your money. So you can do the math, right? When I first learned that, man, I used that as a planning tool. Okay. Um, Investment returns measure the profitability of investments and help evaluate performance over time. Time horizon importance. An investment time horizon influences risk tolerance and strategy to meet financial goals. Risk assessment and diversification. Risk tolerance, understanding. Knowing your risk tolerance helps tailor investment choices to your comfort and financial goals effectively. Investment diversification. Diversify investments across multiple asset classes, reduce overall portfolio risk, and smooth returns. The stable return potential. A balanced portfolio designed with risk assessment promotes more consistent and stable returns over time. Getting started. Steps for beginning. Setting your clear goals. Start by defining specific and achievable investment goals. Guide your strategy and decisions. Educating yourself. Learn about investment basics and market concepts to make informed decisions and reduce risks. Open an investment account. Set up an investment account with a trusted platform to begin buying and selling assets. Starting small and seeking advice. Invest small amounts initially and consider professional advice to build confidence over time. The younger you are, the better. Time is your greatest asset. So when I go and I talk to a trade school, these guys are young, like, to 22 years old, 21, 22, right? Man, it's so easy to put $200 a month away, right, in a tax advantage, a protected asset, right? It's easy to show that they're going to be a millionaire before they're 60. Okay, it doesn't take a lot. Okay, but the sooner you start, the better. When you're young, time is on your side. Okay, time's your greatest asset. Okay, so conclusion: you get budgeting importance. Budgeting helps manage income and expenses effectively to build stable financial foundations. Savings and emergency funds. Saving money and preparing for emergencies ensures financial security during unexpected events. Investing for growth. Investing wisely promotes long-term financial growth and wealth accumulation. Take control today. Start financial planning now empowers you to secure your future and achieve your goals. You can find me at mybusinesisyourbusiness.info. There's all kinds of videos in there talking about how to be your own bank, your family banking strategies to pay off debt and save and grow money with the same money you're paying off your debt, and then synergy for business. That shows how to create multiple income streams using the same knowledge base for multiple businesses. So I hope this was a benefit. All right, and I'd love to hear from you. Let's see. Okay, good. How do we keyword this? Um, that works. There you go. All right. And okay. Well, until next time, have a great